Mr. President, we have several questions that have come up. I'll try to get to as many as I can. The first question is, given Prime Minister Begin's settlement policies, do you believe he has lived up to the spirit of Camp David, and would you hope to work in the future with a less hardline leader?
First of all, let me state this. Begin is a friend, and friendship to me has got big dimensions. We have always discussed this settlements policy in the 4 times we met in Arish and Alexandria, Haifa, and Aswan. I told him my view quite candidly. But as I said in my speech now, the settlement issue really is an impeachment to the efforts that all of us is trying to fulfill for reaching the comprehensive settlement. Let us hope that after the talks of Premier Begin with President Carter, some new developments take place so that we can continue to achieve the final agreement of the comprehensive settlement.
Do you agree with the statement that if the commitment is present, you can have an agreement within weeks?
It has happened before. In the 4 times I told you when I met with my friend Begin, I asked him that let us agree upon a political directive to give to our ministers so that what is supposed to be achieved in months we can achieve in days or hours. You may remember that in the treaty between Egypt and Israel, it was supposed that the process of normalization will take place 6 months after the exchange of ambassadors. Well, in Aswan, I told Premier Begin, why should we wait 6 months? Why shouldn't we do it in 6 hours? In a month, all the process of normalization has been completed instead of 6 months. For sure, if there is a political directive that is agreed upon between Begin and me and President Carter, the agreement could be achieved in hours, not days.
Is there a significant number of Iranians or pro-Iranians in Egypt that oppose your hospitality to the Shah?
We have only in Egypt about 100 Iranian students, and 10 out of them were against, so we sent them to Khomeini.
If you were President Carter, what would you do about the hostages in Iran?
I can't answer this question, you know. Carter is a dear friend. And I always say that with the superpowers, it is not the action that is needed, but the restraint, because the superpower can act in no time. They have all the resources and the possibility to do wonders. I have seen it myself. But in such a problem like this, there are lots of repercussions either on our area or on the Gulf mainly, or in the balance of powers in our area also, which is very important. After the decisions 2 days before of President Carter, I think you have started action, and all of us were waiting this.
What do you make of the present developments between Iraq and Iran, and of the threats by the Iranian leadership to overthrow the Egyptian government?
Well, there are lots who want to overthrow the Egyptian government. Not only the Iranians, Khomeini and the others, but the communists as a general rule all over the area and the capitals in Europe. In the situation between Iraq and Iran, there has always been a dream for Iraq to be the leader or the controller of the Gulf. This dream has always been impeached by Iran and the Shah and the power of Iran. After Iran vanished, Iraq now is trying to prove to the Arab chiefdoms on the Gulf that Iraq is the leader or the controller of the Gulf, but I don't think they will reach any extent more than that from small skirmishes or so. I don't think they are ready to join in real action against Iran.
Do you share the Shah's concern that one of the greatest threats to the Western world is an unbridled press?
Is
an unbridled press?
Myself, as you know, I have been the editor of our newspaper Al-Jumhuriya in Egypt. But let me tell you, fellow colleagues, in all candor, that sometimes the revealing of certain information that shouldn't be revealed does harm. For that, let us hope that we can cooperate together. I mean the press and the executive, and maybe you know that that press in Egypt, after the last plebiscite we had on the treaty between Egypt and Israel, for which 11 million voted yes and 5,000 only voted no. In this same plebiscite, press will be put in our constitution exactly as a power of the state, like the executive, the legislative, the judiciary. It will be the fourth power in the state according to our constitution. Press. We shouldn't deny the influence of the press on everyone.
What specifically is Egypt doing to aid Afghanistan? And Do you agree with President Carter's decision to boycott the Moscow Olympics, and will Egypt and other Arab states join in the boycott?
Well, about helping Afghanistan, I can't reveal anything, but let me tell you this. We are doing our best. Maybe at some time to come we can say this. Regarding the Olympic Games, yes, we shall boycott it.
Because this is a presidential election year in the United States, and there is at least a chance that we could have a new president, do you feel that a change in leadership would have any effect on the peace negotiations in the Middle East?
Well, it happened before. The election of the president, this is the concern of the American people, and whom they elect, we shall deal with. But it happened before, yes, when Ford left and Carter took over, and this is something you must be proud of. When I met with President Carter for the first time on February 77, just a month after the swear-in, I found him completely briefed about the minutest detail, and we continued the peace process since then until nowadays.
How do you describe your relations with your southern neighbor, Sudan, which recently opposed your peace treaty?
Well, it is for some difficulties, especially economic difficulties that Nimeri is facing in Sudan, and it appears that the other camp in the Arab world have given him aid, so he started taking their side, but he didn't sever the relations until now, and we shall not answer any attacks from his side, and let us hope that sooner it will be proved who is wrong and who is right.
You were quoted by Joseph Kraft as saying that the future of the present Saudi rulers is not bright. That being the case, do you see an orderly shift away from a monarchy, a coup by another power group, or general upheaval as in Iran?
What has taken place really in Saudi Arabia, and is called the Mecca incident, is something that no one who knows Saudi Arabia and lives in the area could have believed. Me, myself, if I was asked, I would have answered that not before 20 to 50 years such an action like this could take place. But it is a small world now. Yes, there are a grave danger there in Saudi Arabia, but let us hope that they can find the ways and means to mend what the people complain from.
Whom would you have represent the Palestinians? Questioner says you would denounce the PLO. Israel will not accept Arafat. Who then should speak for the Palestinians?
Well, I should like to put you in the full picture. In our negotiations today, the full autonomy for the Palestinians, I am not speaking for the Palestinians, nor President Carter, nor Premier Begin, nor King Hussein if he chooses to join with us. Because of the very simple reason that they should speak for themselves. What we are trying now to do is to end the Israeli occupation and put them on the right road towards self-determination after 5 years of transitional period, and in the process of full autonomy, we shall be having the representatives of the Palestinians round the table with us. When I say with us, I mean Egypt, the United States, and Israel, and King Hussein if he chooses to join. We shall have the Palestinians with us round the table, and this will be a great achievement, because there will come the second stage, or the next stage, in which we shall sit according to the Camp David agreements to decide upon the future of the Palestinians, and they should decide with us and agree or disagree, and in the Camp David agreement we have given them the veto.
How do you regard the recent Israeli invasion in southern Lebanon?
Well, it is a very sad incident that has happened against the nursery there in Israel. And we have condemned this on both sides, either from the Arab side or from Israel. This will not create the atmosphere for which we are after to solve the problem.
If the Palestinian problem is resolved in a way that satisfies the Arab states, do you think a pro-Western regional security pact could be formed in the Arab world to counter Soviet expansionism?
I don't exclude this fact. It is not only this, but also it will mean that the United States will have the support of 800 million Muslims all over the world. Not only our region, but 800 million Muslims.
The United States has a $2 billion economic aid program in Egypt. What is it doing?
Well, it is more than that. In fact, let me seize this opportunity really and express my people's and my gratitude for the help you have rendered to us. Last year, there has been a plot in which our colleagues in the Arab world tried to choke us economically, and they cut the aid. The aid was $500 million. They cut the aid, and it was the money we used for paying our installments and so. But thanks to the United States, and our United States in the first place, and our friends in Western Europe also, with the help of the United States, we were able to overcome this. We are now working on a giant project of $3 billion, not $2 billion like he said, $3 billion, cultivate intensive agriculture for 500,000 acres as an agro-industrial complex for the first time in our part of the world, according to the latest American technology, and it has been proved, successful, because the feasibility study has been completed, and the pilot project is there for everyone to see.
What do you feel could be expected if you make another visit to Israel?
Well, I was told that Premier Begin was on the television today saying that he is ready to come and address the Egyptian Assembly like I addressed the Knesset in November '77, and that he is waiting the invitation. I have no objection. I have addressed the Knesset, and he has the full right to come and address the Egyptian Assembly. But the whole matter started like this. I met with some Israeli editor last Wednesday, and he asked me, he said, why don't you come and address the Knesset and the Israeli people about the Palestinian question, because we are living a dilemma there. This was his question. I told him, and it was right, that in my back mind, since 2 weeks before that, I was thinking of this because they are in Israel, yes, living a dilemma of the Palestinian question. And they are divided among themselves. And the peace process itself is in danger. So at some time I reached the conclusion that to ease my conscience I shall be asking to face the Knesset again and the Israeli people and put the details of the Palestinian question, because the Israelis are going to live with us until the end of the world. Well, they should know the facts of the area there and hear it and discuss it and reach their conclusion. And before they hear those facts, one may feel that they can't take the right decision. So it was my idea that I go there and put all the facts before them, and they have to decide after that.
Before asking you one last question, Mr. President, I'd like to present you with a certificate of appreciation from the club and also a National Press Club jacket.
Thank you very much.
And for a last question, now that Henry Kissinger is no longer Secretary of State and is now an author like you have been, how do you feel about him?
I met him yesterday evening. Really, the man I shall never forget. We have started together the peace process in 1973, and the first impression he had on me, as he told me afterwards, when he was informed on the 6th of October of the start of the October War, he said, very well, we could have done business with this chap Sadat, but he will receive a hit much more bitter than the hit of '67, and we can do nothing for him. And as he told me, he conveyed the message to President Nixon at that time, who was president. But everything has changed since then. For the first time, he came to the area few days after the ceasefire, and we had a 3 hours meeting together in the place where I have taken my headquarters there in Cairo. And after 1 hour of discussion, believe me, I felt that I have knew this man for years and years. Maybe if I tell you how it came, I was telling him we were putting the first touch for the peace process, and this is the 6 points that we started with, which angered the Soviet Union and Syria and all the others. And then when we put these points, I told, we were discussing the possibility of pushing the peace process after the 6 points, and returning the relations between the United States and Egypt, because it was severe at that time. And during the discussion, I remembered a German proverb. I told him, I'm ready for peace, yes, but the difficulty with those people in Israel is that, and I told him half of the German proverb that says, whenever you give them a finger, they grab the whole hand. Well, I told them, wenn Sie die kleinen Finger gibt, he continued the proverb to me and said, nehmen Sie gleich die ganze Hand. This was the start of our friendship and the peace process.